Hi, my name is Michelle Rucker. I'm at the NASA Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, and I'm here at the NETS2015 conference with my colleague,
Don Palick from NASA Glenn Research Center, and we're working with fission power systems for exploration.
Don's working on a new technology, and I'm working on how we would apply it when we get to Mars, when we put people on Mars. They're going to need a lot of power on Mars. Don likes to talk about the Apollo 13 situation.
So those of you who have seen the movie or were there, like me, when it happened, know that there was a situation on Apollo 13 where they lost a part of the service module spacecraft, and that doomed them to miss the lunar landing, but they were able to make it back to Earth by careful, partly by very careful use of the remaining power on board the spacecraft. And there was a portion of that mission where they almost didn't make it, but the folks on the ground had to go back and do replanning and rescheduling of the power schedule for the spacecraft that allowed them to make it back before their power diminished to the point that their parachutes wouldn't have deployed on the way down back to Earth. So those of us in the space power community really feel a compelling kind of urgency to never put explorers in that situation again. And one of the reasons we're working on nuclear power is because it offers the possibility of abundant power wherever we go in space. And one of those places is Mars.
We're going to need a lot of power for Mars. There's lots of things that we're going to be doing on the surface of Mars. The scientists want to go drill. They want to rover around the surface. So we're trying to figure out ways to cost effectively take enough power. One of the kind of innovative things we're looking at that we hadn't looked at before is using some of the technology that Don's team is developing, sort of like a Tesla power station where you would distribute your power systems around near your habitat, but not quite at the habitat, and that would allow you to rove out a little bit further. You know, in the Apollo days, the Apollo rovers only, I think it was about 7 kilometers was the furthest they ever went from the lander. We're looking at potentially going maybe a couple hundred kilometers from the lander, and in order to do that, you want to have some power, make sure you can get back again. So we're looking at pairing some of our operational scenarios with the technologies that Don's developing and trying to figure out how to make that all work.